So here we go. I'm back with y'all again. How y'all doing out there? Talking about Tony Khan now. Yeah, I just want to give my, actually give, like I said, no, I don't think I said it before, but yeah, I actually now I'll probably make a much bigger video. Just think about it. Yeah, I'll probably make a much bigger video detailing his behavior. Well, like through the past 2 years. So, but I just wanted to give basically my thoughts on, him now, especially hearing about, because it was days ago, really, him wanting, basically wanting, like sole credit for, of, basically empowering, I guess, women's wrestling. And like you see in the title, like, this is why I don't follow, you know, any organization. Why I just don't hop completely, saddle up onto any organization, whether they try to say, like selling you an ad. Like I said before in the past, like they're selling you an ad. What you want is like what they like. What they want to say. What they're trying to sell to you of a dream of them being, of them being what you want. And them trying to, preach about being, the definitive, pure, genuine picture of not just being full, all about themselves, or about just being well within the community, being a helping hand, and being that road. So so whereas the community can look forward to them as not just being another branch of greed, or whichever toxicity it is. But so yeah, like I said, I wanted to give my full thoughts now. It'll probably be a much bigger video, whenever I decide to make that too. But I just wanted to give my full thoughts now. I wanted to talk about, like I said, when I was talking about last night, Full Gear, I wanted to talk about Tony Khan now. Finally talk about I know I've just talked a little bit about him. But like I said, this is why also too I didn't really get behind him, because yeah, he's just really just full. He's just completely full of himself. That's all he really is. Like where you look, whether you look at it, I don't completely. It could be. Well, it really could be. So, because I won't say I'm there, even though it very much looks like it. The journalist too, picturing out, you make it look like he's like winning against these ratings, and making it seem like he's this all power messiah for the community, and and this coming out too, making it very clear that he's just seeking to fill his own gullet. Like he just wants to fulfill his own pretentious ego. And that's all it's just about for him. It's like a kid. He seems like one of those kids that finally has money now, or just like they grew up watching the WWE, and now that he probably like in like a lucky chance of a lifetime has a shot of, well, not really of being on board with battling against against Vince, now has they want to nothing basically nothing, climaxing over the fact that they're actually going up against Vince, and Now they just want to talk all this shit, the biggest possible shit that they can talk. And it's like it's like it's a complete. It makes you sit back, fall over, and laugh, and cry tears out of your eyeballs, and like you just full of shit. And I'm not surprised because people just like people just be shit in any community, like any community, whether it's politics or video games, entertainment. People are just sheep. That's why humanity doesn't have the capacity of using their brain as any other species because we lost. No, I'm not considering myself. Oh, my bad. Because humans are lost, and they always need someone else that that to look up to follow, to have a place. And so I actually I'll read some of the art. I looked over the articles too because I can't really at the same time look too because like I said I don't really have back up my my ability to do that back again. My what I usually had with my computer. So I looked over the articles, and he was talk. The reporter was asking him like what his ideal plans, the game plan it is like what his game plan was is for the women's basically women's wrestling going into AEW. He's pretty like had much of a big hand in that. Like I'll give him that. Of the him giving not just the men of giving women's wrestling from the 2000s now have really like elevated it. As far as like not really in WWE right now because it's like going back to not giving a fuck and then just they're just there, you know whether it's to sell tickets, what like they have a name, sell tickets, like possibly be eye candy as they all like in WWE in terms speaking in those terms. But also AEW and every other promotion, they've just like women's wrestling, women's wrestling have gone. They've been like they're at a point now where it's just like they can be seen. They even have girl supporters. Like it's that like women's wrestling is at a point now. Yeah, I'm into it now, and I wasn't. I tell you right now, like I said, I wasn't at all, a supporter. I didn't watch it because how I was mainly seeing on WWE too. Like I wasn't that into it because it wasn't not that much of an effort cared to it, and I didn't watch any other promotion, so that was even making it even much more worse. But he basically back to the conversation that he had. He I would say he was like criticized, but he was like criticizing like he was basically like it's like he was set off. I don't think he like really meant it that way, but it just goes to show you that he's just like I said, he's just begging for validation to basically have impart in anything he's involved in, whatever he's doing. So the reporter, like I said, the reporter asked him what his game plan was for the women going into AEW, like for women's wrestling, like what he fully intends to do with it. And we already see like he has this tournament, and they basically about to have mid card championships too, also their own championship, like basically like the Intercontinental Championship. So yeah, he's doing big things for them, and it's like he snapped at when she asked that. He's like, "Let me cut you off right there." He said, "I'm I've done really big things in my involvement with guess it was he was talking about the event that it was like a NWA Empowered was the event called. It was back in August, and yeah, it was all women's event. And he, I guess, some wrestlers, I guess he could, yeah, some AEW talent was there too. So I guess you could say, I guess that was kind of his involvement too. He was in there, but it's like, dude, like, okay, I guess he kind of had some involvement, but but you didn't really like put that whole event out, bruh. Like everybody else helped as well. So it's like, what the fuck are you really talking about? Like I said, I don't get. You have to every hand. You don't really do everything by yourself. Because if that was the, it's like if that was the case, you would be do all the lighting, the booking, the scheduling, however the wrestlers, how much time, the time management, all of that. Like, what are you really talking about? And I guess he got really set off by that, where she really didn't do anything. She just asked him a question, and it's like he got set off by the fact that she asked him that. And it's like seriously, you're gonna get blue balls over her asking just a simple question? It's not like she just blatantly came at him and said, "What the fuck are you gonna do?" We're like, "What the fuck are you doing with the women's division right now? Like, what are you even doing?" Like, no. She asked a simple question. It's like he just completely just like ignorantly cut her off and just said like basically with a base and just came at her saying, I've had an involvement with this, I've done this, I've done that. And it's like okay, it's like, and what he's been doing with the women's division now, as far as the TBS tournament is going, with them having their another championship for them. It's like yeah, I applaud that also, like I said, but it's like he's only done. It's like his true attention is just now looking at it, especially the ratings battle, which he isn't winning, by the way. It's just that he's just doing it just for shock value. It's just like he just want to be noticed, to know that hey, I'm going against Vince, I'm beating Vince, hey, I'm doing all these wonderful things, me, it's all about me. And it's like, get a fucking grip. It's like, are you completely fucking serious right now? Like, what the fuck are you even doing? And like I said, it's just like he does all this commotion, and he comes out, especially on Twitter, on Twitter as well, talks mad numerous shit times and time again, and it's just like, what do you? And his battle too, his spitting spat back and forth with Eric too, and it's like, because AEW is great, but it's not like at the point where it has in mass. And well, besides from the wrestling, like nothing else is really great about it. Like the story, just like the storytelling going into it, storylines, and all like half of the characters not really that that keeps you engaged all throughout it. What aside from a select people. So, like I said, it's not like he does these things to be to want to like to be noticed that he's done it, and just for his own, so he could have feed his own mind and just feed like to supply his whatever bit of ego he has. And it's just like, you just full of shit. You just full of shit, dude. It's just like, you're not what you say you are. And it's completely ridiculous. And it's like, people don't look at that and they just want to believe that he's this big soul savior for wrestling right now. And it's just, if he really was, then then wrestling would be pushed back into the mainstream. A lot of eyes would be on it, and I would really be onto balls just looking at it. Like I said, it's great, but other than just waiting to critique on it and just there really for CM Punk, I don't really have any true interest in it. Besides that, and besides also I have like a few other wrestlers like Malachi Black, also, and I guess still Cody Rhodes, and I'm starting to like Adam Page, but aside from that, I have no real true interest in the show and whatever the products that they're putting out. So it's like people want to make Tony to make his he seems like he's this genuine smiling, eye-catchy guy, and it's just like, he's just all about tooting his own horn, and that's what and building his own ego, and that's what it's about for him. So, all right, stay blessed, y'all. I'll probably have something else anymore, cause still trying to well, I'll probably be, because I'm trying to still trying to get up earlier to get a lot more videos out for y'all. So be on the lookout for that. And yeah, I guess I'll see y'all next video. Stay blessed, y'all.